Hey guys, Level Cap here, playing some Caspian Border. DICE was kind enough to release the map for everyone to play in the open beta, so if you haven't played it yet, find yourself a Caspian Border server and get into a tank, get into a chopper, a jet, some sort of vehicle, have some fun. Now I purposely put that intro clip of me taking out all those choppers there in the tank gunner position to kind of illustrate how the tides have turned for chopper piloting. Maybe it'll change once you unlock some better stuff for the helicopter, but right now, choppers are just getting pwned by everything, and they always used to be sort of the ultimate anti-tank weapon, but in this, the tank seems to be a pretty decent anti-chopper weapon. So we'll see if that changes, or maybe DICE has some different balances in the final game. But I gotta say, when I see a chopper now, I do not go running. I just get into the gunner seat and take it down, no problem. Now I've gotten quite a few Caspian Border rounds under my belt here, and I feel confident enough to break the tank down for you. And I have noticed some pretty significant differences between the tank from Bad Company 2 and the new Battlefield 3 tank. The second unlock you get for the tank is the light machine gun for the driver's seat. And that's a pretty darn powerful unlock in Bad Company 2. But in this, to activate it, you have to hit the 2 button to switch over. And so it forces you to switch between either your main gun or the machine gun. You don't get the luxury of using both at the same time. And this wouldn't be that big of a deal, except that when you switch back to your main gun from machine gun, you have to wait a reload period before you can fire your main gun again. So it really makes you have to think about how you want to engage. Another significant difference I find with the tank is that the splash damage from the cannon for killing infantry seems to have been reduced. Now I've slowed down a little clip up here so that you can kind of follow along and see how close my shots get to this infantry, and notice that I don't actually get any hit markers on this guy right here. Now this is a pretty close shot. Bad Company 2, that probably would have killed him, if not hurt him significantly. Now watch this. Right next to him, no hit markers. There seems to be either, I'm guessing it's either a splash bug, or they have just reduced the splash zone now. From Bad Company 2 and what seemed to be like an 8 to 10 foot splash radius on each shot for an infantry kill, now seems to be much closer to maybe 4 feet away. So you have to be a little bit more accurate with your main gun tank shots if you're going to take out infantry. The gunner seat, however, seems to have actually become much more powerful. I find it much easier taking out infantry in the gunner seat of the tank, and I think it gives the gunner a lot more power. So now the driver, if you have a good gunner, he can really watch your back and really take out a lot of infantry for you. So I kind of like this dynamic now, making the driver a much more powerful force against armor, and making the gunner a much more powerful force against infantry. It gives a better mechanic for teamwork rather than just having a guy in the driver's seat able to take care of it all. Because in Bad Company 2, having a gunner really didn't make that big of a difference. It was basically just a seat for somebody to sit in and jump out and repair your tank every now and then, and occasionally shoot at stuff. In Battlefield 3, the gunner really seems like a very valuable position for taking down air, for taking down infantry, and light vehicles. And on that note, the repairability seems to have actually been improved since Bad Company 2. And it was already pretty good in Bad Company 2, so you can actually repair pretty darn fast now. So it means that if you have an engineer repairing you, you're going to be a far more powerful force to reckon with. It is, however, easier to kill an engineer repairing a tank, and also when you bail out of a tank, you appear in front of the tank. So if you jump out to repair mid-combat, you're going to be front side of the tank, and often that's the side facing the action. So it gives you a good opportunity to get taken out or take out the enemy's repairer. Now the first unlock you get is smoke. And that basically functions exactly the same way it did in Bad Company 2, except it looks a lot cooler now with the Frostbite 2 engine. And for those of you who did not play Bad Company 2, smoke basically allows you to tap the X key and a giant cloud of smoke will appear around your tank, allowing you to back out of combat and get rid of locks on you, although I don't know how locks work in this game. So you get 3 unlock slots per vehicle, so out of all the unlocks you get, you can customize your vehicle with 3 individual different types of unlocks. So right now I have smoke equipped, I have my light machine gun, and I also have a faster reload unlock for the main cannon, so that's pretty cool. And later in the game you get a zoom in unlock, you get better repair unlock, you can unlock a heavy machine gun, you get proximity sensor, you get a guided shell, which I'm really curious about. It says it's able to sort of lock on and guide itself towards targets, so that'll be interesting. And you get a bunch of other cool stuff like reactive armor and also like a shotgun type shell. So I imagine people are going to be able to really customize the way their tanks perform, and I really look forward to seeing how differently people can play the tank, and that'll be really cool, I think. The vehicle damage plays a really big role now in combat. If you score a lucky shot right off the bat, you can slow down your enemy's performance in terms of how fast they can drive and turn. So all of a sudden you've turned them into sort of an immobile turret, and in terms of tank battle that can totally turn the tides in your favor. And so that's a lot of fun, and it really keeps your enemy from backing out of combat sometimes. And so a lot of tank battles usually go to the death as opposed to somebody taking a few shots and backing away around a corner. You can still drive over trees, but it takes a lot more work and it will slow you down significantly. They don't just crumble the way they did in Bad Company 2, sort of like driving over a toothpick or something. It really does make you feel like you're fighting with a tree that's been rooted there for a long time. So I've really been enjoying the tanks in Battlefield 3. I can't wait to unlock everything else for them and try out all the different combinations. So thanks for watching, guys. I think that about does it for this tank video, and I'll see you next time. This is Level Cap, signing off.